All right, everybody, welcome on in. 4th and 5 going live from the Mainline Sports Bar here in Hot Springs at Oaklawn. Here we go. First round underway. Let's go ahead and take a look at what is on tap for you here tonight. Always appreciate y'all joining in. All right, college football recap. Got to talk about it. Round one. What's it look like? What we got going on? Guess we're going to take a look at that here in a second. Round two predictions. And also we're going to have a surprise little breakdown coming up for you as well. Going to be also taking a look at what is on the board. Welcome on in, everybody. My name is DJ Williams. Join alongside the one and only Grant Cook, who is standing by. Grant, what's going on, big timer? How you doing here tonight, man? 4th and 5 here at the main line, baby. Can't hear you, Grant. It's all right, though. You know, we're going to figure that out. Oh, I lost my connection. Whoa. We are going crazy right now. Grant, can you hear me? You cannot hear me. And y'all can't hear Grant either. Stand by. Let me get you figured out. That's on you. You can hear me. And I wonder if anybody else can hear me. I got to be able to hear Grant, or this ain't going to work. Stand by 1 second, Grant. And he's coming through that little dilly. Grant, go ahead and talk to the good people. Hopefully they can hear you. Stored up today, college football recap, and at least your thoughts on round one, and we'll kind of go through that here in just a second. But go for it. Can't hear Grant? Hold on, Grant. I'm just kidding. They cannot hear you. I'll tell you, if we ain't going to figure out one thing, it is always what is going on. Grant, are you muted? Check your input. There we go. Check that good old input, big dog. God, we're good on this. And you hear me, babe? Okay. Grant Cook.
All right, can you hear me now?
Really loud. Yeah, we got you now. What'd you do?
All right. I pulled the plug. I pulled the plug on the mic.
Okay, fair enough. Let's turn Grant down just a smidge before he blows my ears out. There we go. Talk for me, big dog.
All right. How we doing? How we doing?
I'm doing much better. Much better. All right, Grant, what's going on, man? How you doing? I got a little nervous there. I thought we were about to be in some trouble right there. Got you covered. I guess that mic's not working. Hey, I don't know if you knew this, but I got a new mic in the mail for you right now. 2 different options as well. So as far as that is concerned, you're going to have some top-notch quality. Very excited for that. But what's going on, big dog?
Fired up.
Yeah.
I am getting some feedback. That's okay as well.
Yeah. A little echo on your side as well. Give me a second. This is where I come in and take care of you. Dang, what was that? What was that? How about – there you go. I got you, Grant. All right, is that better? Locked in on it.
Oh, that's so much better.
Whew,
now we're locked in. We're locked in. I'm going to appreciate the mics, by the way. That's going to be big time. You know, I'm way more tech savvy than I was at the beginning of this year, but still, like on that totem pole, I'm way down here on the bottom. So we're going to get there, though. But no, my thoughts on the first round. I did not see Texas Tech and Texas A&M and Miami going in like third quarter 0-0. I thought that thing was going to be way more high scoring than that. But interesting game there. I did not have Miami winning that one. I had Texas A&M winning that one, especially with how impressive they were through the SEC slate. But you know what? Miami showed up to play. And they beat them down there at Kyle Field, and it was a crazy game. I didn't get to catch all of it. You know, Alabama, Oklahoma, another rematch.
Hold on. Before you move on to that one, this Miami game, like you said, a lot of people surprised that there wasn't more offense scored. There was a clip that I was very excited about. An offensive lineman for Texas A&M, Grant, pretty much when asked about first round. Who do they play? And then Miami came up, and the lineman said something in the stratosphere. Like, I haven't watched much film about him. I'm sure we'll be fine. Said something like that. Defensive lineman from Miami had that saved on a screenshot on his phone, saying we don't take too kindly to disrespect. And he's been looking at that all week. We know this about Miami. You give them any type of momentum, Grant, and then something about that nostalgic, really starts to come out, and there's something different about the Miami boys that play at a high level. And once again, the wind was a factor in this game as well. Kicking was all over the place. It was hard for any type of field goals to be made. And then there was a questionable punt. I don't know if you saw this. Texas A&M went to go punt, And it's like the punter, it was so bizarre. A lot of people are just like, what's going on over there at Texas A&M? I'm assuming it's the elements that popped up. So very excited about this one. Before we talk, I guess, about them moving forward, now let's go ahead and move on over to that Alabama game. And I'll say this going into it. I say it. I was leading up all week, Grant, thinking that OU had a really legit shot in this game. And right before the weekend started, one of our co-hosts and producers at The Buzz, Josh Neighbor, said, DJ, hear me out. In that game that Oklahoma beat Alabama, Alabama had like 400 total yards of offense, and Oklahoma only had about 200. It was just turnovers that led them in that game. I said, you might be on to something there. But what are your thoughts on this matchup?
Yeah, I mean, I think Alabama probably did what they were supposed to do, and they went into Norman and got the upset. I think this is kind of that Alabama of old a little bit that you saw come out, and your neighbors is right. That first game, I think Alabama probably beats them somewhat handily, but there was there was one play where Satania faked coming off the field, or maybe that was Auburn. I'm sorry, I'm mixing up the games. But I do know that they had a lot of turnovers in that first game, not something that you typically see from an Alabama team. And I had them. I had Alabama picked in my little bowl pick 'em at work to beat Oklahoma.
What is fascinating about what I said about the stats, you can kind of flip that for this game. Alabama, I think, only had maybe around 200 and something total yards of offense, but still put up the points that they did. That would make somebody be concerned as they take on the next round against, God, who do they play next round? Is it Miami? I'm going to take a look at the bracket here in a second. Dang.
Here, I got
Who do they got next? Sorry about that, Grant. I hit the wrong button. Who do they play? Indiana. Okay, Indiana. Oh, okay. In Indiana, they can put up some points, and they're also really good on the defensive side of the ball as well. But, yeah, I mean, going into that one, Bama, we pretty much expected what we got out of them. I got a question about Bama. Ryan Williams, he came into this year as potentially one of the best receivers in all of college football. I mean, what he did when he was just 17 last year as a freshman, we haven't seen anything like it. And my boys just disappeared. I mean, off the map. Can't get anything out of them. What do you think maybe plays into that? I got an idea. I'm just curious about what you have to say about that one.
Well, I mean, it could be two things, right? I mean, he could have read his own clippings and they really didn't put that work in to make sure that he was the guy coming back out. The other thing is that you give a lot of these defensive coordinators a full year of seeing how this offense is going to run with a guy like Ryan Williams. They're going to pay him a ton of respect. And if you don't, then you get burnt. It's almost like the cat over at Ohio State. What was the freshman last year down there for them? Smith? Is it something Smith?
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost like that. You say you got to pick your poison. I'm going to take Ryan Williams out of the equation and see what Alabama does without him. So I think that's probably a piece of it too.
All right, let's go ahead and keep it going. This has been the big talker. We kind of talked about it this morning as well. Tulane and good old JMU. Did their performance justify their spot? I think I could speak for anyone. But look at this. 509 total yards, but 514 allowed. 2 defensive interceptions. 421 total yards of offense, but 497 allowed for Tulane. Grant, I know how you feel about this, but might as well ask.
Yeah, get them out. I did watch a little bit of this JMU game, and they had some picks right there. They're like, Oregon was about to go in and score again, and I think the ball got deflected, and they caught it, ran it back for a touchdown. So the score, as bad as that score is, doesn't necessarily fully reflect the whole game. I mean, you got JMU, they punted and kicked the ball into the back, the butt of one of the protectors. And I mean, I get where Notre Dame and BYU and these teams are that actually I think could have competed. I do believe Notre Dame could have competed with Oregon out there, or they could have competed with Ole Miss, given the opportunity. Does one of these teams need to make it in? Maybe, but I just don't know that you're getting the best 12 teams in there.
Yeah.
If you throw one of these or two of these teams in, granted, ton of respect for these programs and what they did this year, but they're not going to compete. They're not going to run the table. This isn't the 64-team NCAA tournament in basketball. Basketball is a way different sport. Anything can happen in basketball. And we've seen it. George Mason, Florida Gulf Coast, go down the list. Every year there's a team that makes a push for the Sweet 16, the Elite Eight, something like that. That's not college football. Football is a way different sport.
Different ball game on that gridiron. So let's go and take a look at that lineup. Another team that I thought would have been really cool watching play in one of those two games, Vanderbilt. Could you imagine Pavia in one of those situations having some fun out there as well? But we didn't get it. So let's go and take a look at the updated bracket. You see the teams that were eliminated, the teams moving on. Texas Tech taking on Oregon. We got Indiana and Alabama, Ohio State, Miami, Georgia, and Ole Miss. Out of those games, which one are you looking forward to the most, Grant?
Man, that Texas Tech Oregon game may be a good one. That they're pretty similar. I think I ended up picking Oregon in that.
Yeah. You ready for this?
I think that's what I'll be looking at.
I may come back next week and have to eat my own words. I think Oregon is going to beat the brakes off of Texas Tech. That's just my opinion. I think looking at their schedule, man, it must be nice being in the Big 12.
Man, Oregon and Dan Lanning gets those dudes jacked up to go play.
Yeah.
I mean, every week is the biggest week. And when they wore the black jerseys in was it when they played Penn State, because they said they're going to a funeral or whatever.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Sorry, I got a gremlin in my system over here going crazy. I don't know if y'all just saw that, but that was a little freeze frame. I got a little something we're going to do different tonight. I was trying to keep it a secret. You know what I'm about to do tonight, Grant?
You break basketball down?
I'm going to butcher this thing, but I'm going to give it my best shot. I really am going to give it my best shot.
This is a motion offense, and what I'd really like to see is this guy break up and really show himself at the free throw line and ask for that ball.
Oh, no, it's going to be pretty bad. I like to stay in our lane of football. I really do, but it's impossible not to talk about the Razorbacks in basketball right now. So we can give our 2 cents, but I'm going to do a 4th and 5 first attempt at a little basketball breakdown. Okay. It'd be nice if I could get, how I actually saw pop up, because I've been looking at people to potentially come on in 4th and 5 and help us out on the basketball side of things. I got a guy that I work with a lot named, Big Joe. We won't say his whole name because, he has some other endeavors that may prevent him from hanging out with us. That'd be awesome. Joe Johnson's another one, but he does a podcast with Shannon Sharp and Chad Ochocinco. Pat Bradley's busy doing his thing. Kamani Johnson is a name that popped up, who I think a lot of fans resonate with, not too far removed from the program. I need to kind of reach and see what he's got going on right now, but I think that would be a pretty cool person. But yeah, so you saw a little thing flash up on the screen. Put that off. We're going to go through this first, get to a break, and then y'all get to sit here and watch me butcher this basketball breakdown. I don't think it's that bad, Grant. I think it's a little something, but you can sit back and always enjoy watching that one. But let's go.
If you need me to step in, the Big Joe, who we've been talking about. Big Joe was an AAU coach of mine, man. So I'm classically trained in the post by Big Joe himself.
Okay, fair enough. You may know a little something, 1 or 2 things about it. But let's go ahead and keep moving through this playoff bracket. Indiana, Alabama. We're going to talk with Zach Gillum at Oaklawn here towards the end of the show. He's going to let you know what Oaklawn has to say about this game. But on the road, you can't count out Kurt Cignetti as many times as you think, okay, now it's finally going to catch up to him. They still show up and they deliver, man.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Honestly, I thought maybe the tail of the tape would run out when they played Ohio State in the Big Ten championship game. And now, granted, Ohio State missed a kick there at the end to tie it and all that kind of stuff, but they still missed it. They still won the game. Doesn't matter how you win. Win is a win. But, what is this year 2?
Yeah, it's insane, right?
Year
Talk about
2.
turning the program around.
And the whole Google me or whatever, I win, Google me. You thought, like, that's kind of arrogant. You're going to Indiana.
That's going to come back and bite them. Yeah.
But look at what he's done. I mean, he's in the playoff. He was in the playoff last year. I think he was in the playoff last year.
They got to playoff last year, 10-win team last year, running it back. I never would have thought there's no way they're going to win 10 again. I said the same thing about Vanderbilt, and look at them back at it, stacking it up. So very impressive to see what those programs have done. Ohio State, Miami. I'm just going to keep this one short so we don't get too far on time. Monday Night Football, don't forget, coming up. We'll talk about what's on the board. I'm just going to go ahead and take Ohio State on that one. I would love to see Miami have a push in it, but Ohio State's just so sound all across the board. Georgia, Ole Miss. Georgia, Ole Miss. Kirby Smart. I mean, it's going to be tough to go against Georgia the way they're playing football right now, but Ole Miss is explosive on offense.
Yeah, super explosive, but, they lost the linchpin in Lane. There's a lot of noise there. Kirby's going to have them locked in, so I got Georgia in that one.
We tried to put together a little promo for playoffs and add Kirby Smart's pregame speech in there. Can't do it. I mean, one, it gets you pumped up, ready to run through a wall, but like I said, he's very creative in the word choices that he has, that he puts together that we couldn't play on our stream.
Have you seen the clip of him at practice where the dude's outside the wall?
Oh.
And he's videoing, and Kirby has a microphone, and he can talk over the loudspeakers at practice.
Okay.
You need to go find that video. I'll send it to you.
Okay.
I'll text you.
Yeah. Shoot that to me. Give it a shot. I think that.
Well, we can't play it on anything. We can't put it on this. We can't put it on more.
Anything.
I mean, it would be beeped out. You couldn't even understand what he was saying.
Yeah. Get you fired up though, right?
Gets them jacked up.
Hey, 4th and 5 after dark. Okay, that sounds
members only
sketchy. Yeah, that sounds real sketchy, especially when you say members only. All right, Grant, I appreciate you, big dog. Like I said, we started a new little something. So if you want to hang out with us in the morning, 6:15, we're going to ramp up a little morning show. Just something quick, 45 minutes to get your day started, talk about all things going on. That's where we'll dig a little bit deeper into the coaching matchup potentially made in heaven between Coach Petrino and Bill Belichick over there at North Carolina. I actually posted this morning, Grant. Will this work? Garrett McGee, our former offensive coordinator and quarterback coach at the University of Arkansas, said, yes, this will. I'm not sure what Coach McGee is doing right now. He may be at North Carolina because his profile picture had all UNC stuff at it. So if he's excited that Coach Petrino is coming back in that form of fashion, you have to think that something good could potentially happen. Or are they just some old heads, a couple of old farts, as Ebony calls it, past their prime?
Here's what I'll do. I'll tease tomorrow morning at 6:15. If you want my take on that, come on, wake on up, get you a cup of Joe, and tune in on 4th and 5 on YouTube. We're gonna go. We'll talk about it. I'll give you everything I got.
Johnny Vincent saying he's ready for the morning huddle. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and get to our first break. Grant, I appreciate you. You have a good one on the other side, y'all. It's about to get real. A little attempt at a basketball breakdown. I can't wait for everybody in the comment to tell me I have no idea what I'm talking about, which may be well-deserved, but I can take it. It is what it is. I only see what I see, and somebody tell me otherwise. We'll be right back after this break. Grant, have a good one, man.
Hi, my name's Rebecca Young. I'm a nurse practitioner at Ortho Arkansas Urgent Care. Here at Ortho, we're here for you when life throws you a curveball, whether that be a sprained ankle in a soccer game or a wrist that's seen better days after a weekend full of gardening. Here at Ortho Arkansas, we understand everybody's different. Whether you're a weekend warrior, a competitive athlete, or someone who just slipped and fell. Not only do we have your back, we have your knees and shoulders too. We have everything that you need for your orthopedic injury, from x-rays to casting, MRIs, physical therapy. We have it all under one roof. Next time you or your loved one need a hand, a foot, or your spine checked out, please remember us at Ortho Arkansas Urgent Care. There's no referral needed, so drop by or give us a call. We're here for you every step of the way.
Looking to rep the Hogs in style? Stop by Be Unlimited, Fayetteville's go-to spot for custom apparel and officially licensed Razorback gear. Need custom shirts for your team, business, or event? Their in-house crew makes it quick, easy, and done right. Shop in-store or online at shop.b-unlimited.com and show your Arkansas pride. Be Limited, where passion meets design.
Hey y'all, this is Cam here at Southwest Ford in Arkadelphia. We just built our brand new 3 facilities here, our GMC, Dodge, and Ford facilities. If you're coming down the highway on I-30, take exit 78. We'll be 1.5 miles down the road. You're gonna look on the right-hand side and you're gonna see our beautiful Chevrolet store. Right past that, you're gonna see our beautiful Dodge store. And at the end, you're gonna see our wonderful Ford store. Our 3 facilities here make it so easy for you to shop here. Whether it's online or in person, we have almost everything you want and need. And if we don't have it, we'll go out and get it for you. If you live somewhere far, north, east, south, or west, we will deliver to you. Free delivery across the whole state. Please come down and come see me at Southwest Auto Ford in Arkadelphia.
Woo! Get your popcorn ready. Here it comes. Should be a fun one. Don't forget, Monday night at Oaklawn, gearing up for a little Monday night football. Phillip Rivers, old man Rivers, back on the starting lineup for the Colts as they take on the 49ers. Welcome back in. I'm DJ Williams, getting you geared up. Talk a little basketball. Let's hop right into it. See right there, too. Should we be worried? I think no. Houston, a very, very good basketball team. They got experience at the guard position. They got some young guys that are some of the best in the country over there playing playing some good basketball for Houston. I mean, their coach, seasoned veteran. They're just physical, athletic. It's a good basketball team. So let's not hop on the panic train just yet. But let's go ahead and get into a little breakdown. So let me go ahead and get this pulled up for you. Once again, I apologize in advance if I butcher this thing, but let's go ahead and give it a shot, all right? Because I like watching some hoops. I used to do a little something back in the day. You know, I drank Sprite because Kobe drank Sprite. I always wanted to play basketball, always. And I never wanted to play football, one, because I was soft and I didn't like the contact. But I started realizing real quick, this body frame was built better for football, not necessarily basketball. Too short. I tell you, man, give me about 6 more inches. I'd be in the league right now, NBA right now. Probably not. Those dudes are special. They're extremely talented. And speaking of talented, let's go ahead and talk about a few of these guys right here. And once again, we got a freshman who's big time, y'all. Darius Acuff. And I really like what they do to try to get him the ball. Now, he's your point guard, but when they have Wagner on the court as well, you got 2 guards out there. Then it allows Acuff to kind of get off the ball and find ways to get open. And that's exactly what they did all day. Used him coming off screens, and he is so talented. He has the ability to go pop out for a 3. He has the ability to catch, dribble, drive, get inside for a nice little layup, try to draw a foul. And he has a nice pull-up game as well. Touch around the rim is special. I mean, dude's fun to watch. So I really like the ways that they use him. But once again, his ability to dribble and penetrate, you know, he's so quick off of his first step. And it puts this defender in a nice little bind right here. And that bind, did you send me a message? Oh, okay, yeah, my bad. And the thing about it is, once you get put in this bind, this defender has to make up his mind right now. Are you going to get out and Carter Knox, or are you going to help with the penetration right here? And that little slight hesitation is enough for Darius Acuff to go ahead and go all the way in. Now, he could pull this out, pop it up for a 3, but the dude, the way he's playing right now, what did he have? 20-plus points again. He had a career high, 39 minutes, assist all over the place. And like I said, great touch around the rim. Very excited to see this guy, at least with 1 year with Arkansas. I doubt he'll stick around much further. Other side of the ball, Trevin Brazile. We've been talking about him a lot, and it's just like if he flips that switch on and he goes full speed all the time, then usually good things happen for the Razorbacks. But when he starts kind of chilling, when he's not sure what's going on, when he's taking his time getting from point A to point B, you can see right now Trevin is getting back on defense. This is going to be his man who he has in man-to-man. I was about to say coverage right here. I think it's just man-to-man in basketball. But so far off the ball, this guy's a 35% three-point shooter, which lets you know if you watch enough tape that this guy will go up and shoot. You can't let him have a wide-open look at it, kind of lazy getting the hand up, too much space. Any decent shooter, that's a good shot all day. Just a little lazy getting back on that defensive side of the ball. Another situation we rolled into a lot, my guy Pringle, okay? Came over from South Carolina. We need some guys to have a big presence in the post. I need him to turn it up a notch right here. All day long, you heard Coach Cal say they just dribbled right past us. They just dribbled right past us. Right here, this contact, that's when you got to be big dog. You got to be big dog, Pringle. That's what you're here for. Takes a nice little shoulder to the chest, kind of bumped out the way. That's too easy, way too easy. Let's keep it going. Houston, you could tell just by watching tape that they were going to attack Arkansas and see if they're going to be more physical or not. Once again, it got brought up again. Coach Cal said this so much in his postgame, and says, we didn't play the typical ball that we play. We were out of place. It just seemed like they were just getting penetration of what Houston liked to do. If they kept on getting that penetration, they would just kick it out to all these big-time shooters that they have. And look at this right here. Draws in the whole defense right here, and just opens up shooters all across the place. You can pass that out. You got a guy coming down the middle of the lane. And once again, it all starts at the point of attack of letting that guy just dribble right past you. However, when you get in situations, not giving up on plays, tell me if these guys want it or not. Ball's up in the air. This goes back to when I played basketball back in the day. As soon as it's up, you got to go find that body. Get that block out. Get that box out. Sit here, watch the ball up in the air. Got a guy just all by himself, gets it, but misses, has time to get the rebound, kicks it back out. Look at this, getting bad defense right here. He didn't even pump fake, and we're jumping 10 feet in the air. Gets past him, gets in for the bucket right now. And now, Brazil, what's it going to be? If you're going to foul, earn it. You know what I mean? Gets a foul right here and one. And so, like I said, I don't know too much about basketball, okay? I'm going to be honest with you. But just looking at the tape, I'm already seeing these little intricate things, these small little details that can help this team out. Now, the only thing that I don't know is if somebody is just that much better, is there anything you can do about it? I don't know. But I would assume just the dribble penetration when it comes to point guards getting into the paint, I feel like that's just a lack of being good at defense, and I guess that's something they got to figure out. Do they get help or whatever? I will say this, our big man, Ewing, hopefully I'm saying that right, he had a good day. And I like his ability to be as big as he is when he gets out of the paint to face up. I think he's actually a really good passer, good in space to be a big guy. He's checking out with the screen going over here, A-cup screens, then pops out, gets the ball out to him. And this is what ball movement would do when we're on the same page. Great job right here, A-cup dipping it off. And this is what's special. When you got a big man who's got eyes, obviously you have to sink into the paint if you got a 6'11" guy in there. And as soon as he gets that, passes it out, good ball rotation, moving fast. Come on now, DJ Wagner. That's the type of things that we need on that offensive side of the ball. I think we're starting to get into a point where we're relying a little bit too much on A-cup to get it all done for us. When we do stuff like that, we're rolling. Now, look, after that point, we're going down, transition defense, and then we got Trevin Brazil looking at the sideline like this, saying, I'm not sure. I'm assuming, just like in football, communication is key on the basketball court. Has to be. You got to think, Houston, typically a team that likes to slow it down, but you got Trevon Brazil right now kind of trying to figure out what's going on. And once again, so easy, just penetration all the way up top, gets all the way into the paint, and then you get a guy wide open. They did this for the most part of the day. I think that's why that field goal percentage was so high from beyond the arc. Actually wasn't bad for Arkansas either. Pringle, once again, in the paint. We paid you, big dog. NIL money. Come Arkansas. Be big dog. Big dog. That ain't big dog stuff right there. Got to get more physical inside, especially once we get into SEC play. I know we have a very tough schedule, and we've played a tough schedule. I think we've played just about all the Elite 8 teams from last year. SEC play don't get any easier. It's just going to turn up a notch. And once again, it all boils down to physicality. And we talked about this too. Whenever Trevin Brazil and Carter Knox just have these games where we're like, hey, what are we doing? This team really suffers. And I would say sometimes the ball doesn't drop. Sometimes it bounces a weird way. Sometimes referees impact. One thing you can control is the physicality in which you choose to play with. That is in your control. Sometimes it misses me how we kind of slack sometimes. Once again, too easy, dribble penetration. And then this is where I'm going to take a second, all right? A little bit better job from Wagner with the defense. Sometimes players just make some big-time plays. Houston, once again, I'm going to think this is a spot where we need to relax as a fan base if you're worried at all after this game, which probably most of you are not. Houston, number 8, they're 10-1. This is just a big-time play. Guys draped all over them. Defense is there. They just had some really physical and some big-time guards in Houston. Here's another one where we're, trying to set up. They're going to do a little pick action right here, and you can see Arkansas is set up to double this or help on the screen, but he's on the wrong side. Now, Houston did a really good job acting like they were going to screen on one side, come on the other side, but we were just out of place right here. Drive, once again, everybody gets drawn into the middle of the paint, and they did such a good job finding the open shooters and being patient, doing the extra pass. Houston's going to be an issue, and like I said, if we want a chance to get into the Final Four, Elite Eight again, good chance we'll come across this team again because they will be there. Darius Acuff, like my guy right here, he's special, man. One of the best freshmen that we've had in an extremely long time, especially at the point guard position. He's special. He's getting at a point now, though, where I think, look at the score, 41-28. I think he has this mentality now, if we want to win and do well, I have to go do it. I have to go do it, which, for the most part, I don't mind because he can do it. I just don't want him to get into some kind of rhythm where he starts missing out on stuff like this. Keep your eyes open because the more attention that Acuff is going to get, your guys are going to be there. And if you're a point guard who can distribute that thing, it's going to be nice for that team moving forward. However, when you can do this, draw a little contact, floating in the air, but you still got the touch, come on now. I see you, young man. Do your thing. I wish you would have passed it. Yeah, just a little bit. But that's special right there. If he can keep this pace up, he may arguably have one of the best freshman seasons of all time as a Razorback. Once again, this dude out here, usually you like your big guys to stay in there and be big, but when you got this guy, when you give him space and he's facing the basket, dude's not too bad. He's something special. Like I said, if we can get a little bit more out of maybe not 20 points every night, but you give me a good, 11, 12 piece, a couple boards, making stuff like this happen, we're going to be on to something. Great job right here, using your body, getting the little reverse from our big guy, big fella doing big things. And once again, when you get Wagner and Acuff in, I really like this combination because you let Acuff get off that ball and start using all these screens. And once again, he has the ability to pop out for a three. One thing that is not really utilized a lot in the game of basketball nowadays is the mid-range game. You only see players who take advantage of the mid-range game are just extremely talented shooters. Rather, if you don't have one of those guys, then it's going to be a three, or you better get inside the paint. This dude right here is smooth, coming off the screen, beautiful right here. He could dish this off, but he likes where he is. Confident shot, bottom of the net. That's going to be very tough to guard if he can keep that up all year long. Another situation right here, like I said, Wagner in the game once again. It lets Acuff run around. They're using him like Steph Curry out here. Watch this play develop right here. Double screen coming off here. Now make the decision. Ball awareness, understanding that the guy went over the top of that screen. Let me catch this and get back into my little corner, create enough space. Acuff, boom, triple. Come on now. I think I ain't doing too bad right now, David. I'm on something, on a little something I don't know. All right, let's get to this defensive side of the ball. Once again, they are so talented at shooting beyond the arc. What's up, Alex Shirley in the house right now? We got the whole crew. This is something that we did struggle with. There's doubling coming off of the screen, but then no help on the backside. And when you got shooters that can shoot from about 4 or 5 feet behind that, behind the arc, somebody has to be there. Trevin Brazile right now is kind of in no man's land. I mean, you got to pick something. Now, this is where I would love somebody who knows basketball to hop in and let me know how to defend this, okay? Because I honestly don't know. I don't know if that's Brazile. I don't know if Malik Thomas needs to get back. If you're asking Malik Thomas to get back after that double team, I think that's a pretty big ask right there. Triple, uncontested pretty much. And once again, you let Houston get hot, it's going to be a long day for you. Too much space for him to get up there. Easy shot, great elevation, great follow-through. All right, let's get to another situation right here. See my guy here once again. After that pick, this is something that you started to see happen a lot. That was not the screen that he wanted. This is where Trevin Brazile, he needs to realize teams are going to start picking on him if we don't pick up things on the defensive side of the ball. They're going to start using screens to try to get a mismatch situation, and they want Trevin Brazile out there away from the basket. They want him guarding man-to-man. So that one screen, he didn't like it. You can see right now he points. He points over there to his man where Trevin Brazile is guarding him because he wants him to screen with the intent of Trevin Brazile to switch off on this. Now we got what you want, okay? situation once again. Rotation's going to be tough. Not sure why Malik Thomas is going out for the 3 right here. In football, we call it MDM, take the most dangerous man. I would assume the guy standing at the free throw line is a little bit more of a threat than the 3-point guy. I'm not sure. It depends on shooting percentage, I guess. Another situation, they got my guy Trevin Brazil exactly where they want him, and they're going to drive a lot when they get him like this. Great contest with the shot. Nobody there for the follow-up, and they're going to get right back to it again. You can see the guy that Trevin Brazil is guarding coming up to screen Acuff right here. Now they got the guy that they want, and once again, usually when they see this, the guards just use their speed to get right by him. So that'll be something that we need to watch out for. Something moving along is I think really good teams, they find out where the weak link is. And the thing about it is Trevin Brazil's a good basketball player, y'all. He's a really good basketball player. Just has some deficiencies on the defensive side of the ball. And if that doesn't get addressed, they don't figure out a way to not put him on an island, you're going to see teams week in and week out try to take advantage of it. Now, what would be nice if we can complement that or at least do something on the offensive side of the ball. I think Trevin Brazil, 5 points last night, that was Saturday. Carter Knox only 3, okay? So we need more from those 2 guys, and like I said, they're probably watching this like, what the hell is that football dude talking about basketball? I don't know, but I do know this team will go far if Knox and Brazil become 2 consistent basketball players week in and week out. Not asking them to score 20 every time, but 5 and 3 ain't going to cut it, all right? So there goes my little 2 cents. Appreciate this. This is when you know you got family members in the chat. Nice breakdown. I need somebody who's not my family to let me know how I tried to do on my first breakdown. Should be fun. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and get to our next break. On the other side, we got to talk about some Monday Night Football, okay? Who we got again? We got the 49ers and the Colts. Zach Gillum. Has Zach texted you? Is he good to go? He's got the link and he's all that? Okay, we're going to be joined by Zach Gillum on the other side. Also going to talk about the college football playoffs as well. We'll be right back after this short break. Look who it is. Hey, Ebony.
All right, Razorback fans, basketball season is in full swing, and it's kind of starting to feel like 1994. The best thing about Be Unlimited, it caters to all eras of Razorback basketball fans, from the slobbering hog with Nolan Richardson to the running hog with Coach Cal. From hats, t-shirts, sweatshirts, they've got it all right here at your #1 stop. Be Unlimited. The road to the Final Four starts here.
I bet they run the ball right here. Well, you former Razorbacks think you're so smart, don't you? What? Well, if you are so smart, why don't you put your money where your mouth is? Wager on the Oaklawn Sports app. It's the best in-game wagering available in the state. Maybe use that football brain of yours to bet on this next play. Plus your favorite games. It's that easy. Yes! See? You should have took the bet.
Bet on any game all season long with Oaklawn Sports, Arkansas's best sports betting app.
You might not know us yet, but around here, we're building something different. Southwest Auto Collection in Arkadelphia is more than just a dealership. With a full service department, on-site body shop, and brands you trust, Ford, Chevrolet, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, we're built to take care of you long after the sale. And when you keep up your service with us, we'll cover your tires for life. Honest deals, real service, and value that's worth the drive. Southwest Auto Collection. Your road starts here.
At Ortho Arkansas, relief is closer than you think. Our in-house spine procedure center was designed with one goal in mind: to make your care as easy and comfortable as possible. From pain-relieving injections to advanced spine procedures, everything is done right here, safely, conveniently, and under the care of our fellowship-trained specialists. Since our procedure center is part of Ortho Arkansas, your physician team, imaging, and follow-up care are all connected, saving you time and eliminating unnecessary steps. You'll be in and out the same day, cared for by a team that knows you, right here where you already trust us with your care. Relief right here at Ortho Arkansas Spine Institute Procedure Center.
Opportunity starts with strong roots. The Land of Opportunity Scholarship Initiative helps Arkansas students grow and thrive. Give today. Arkansas Roots. Bold futures.
All right, welcome back into the Mainline Sports Bar as we get right into it. Once again, this is where you want to be if you ever want to come hang out with us. Race season is up and rolling. And once again, a big shout out to our sponsors. Good old football season. Southwest Auto, along with Oaklawn in Ortho, Arkansas as well. Once again, you're in a situation for the holidays and you want to get something not now, but right now you need it, but you need to save on the payments. What about drive now, pay later? No payments for 90 days on select vehicles over there at Southwest Auto in Arkadelphia. Also, too, here at the Mainline Sports Bar, Oaklawn, y'all, it is the place to be. What a treat. You come in here, you get to experience some fine dining. You got a nice resort. They got the Astro Spa, which is rated in Forbes, where you sit back, relax. Like I said, racing season is open. The ponies are running. It's going to be a fun one. Take advantage of a couple more weekends of that before they take a quick little break and then ramp things back up a little later in the year. But to talk more details about that, let me go ahead and bring in my guy standing by right now, Zach Gillum. First of all, how you doing, Zach? How you been, man?
Doing great, doing great. We've had a couple great weekends of racing, as you said. We'll have a couple more before we take a 3-week break and then come back at the end of January. But this week, looking great so far. Fingers crossed that weather forecast holds. Looks like the 26th we will be racing, so day after Christmas. Everybody's looking for something to do. Oaklawn will be the place to be.
I'm excited for it. Me and Ebony, I think we're making a trip closer to New Year's as well. We're going to be out here hanging out. We're going to be up in Northwest Arkansas for New Year's and then drive on down here and have some fun here in Hot Springs as well. So it'll be a tight little double duty for us, but we're pumped up. But what a time for sports right now, Zach. I mean, college football playoffs, NBA's going, NCAA basketball. I mean, in the playoffs, I mean, they're shaping up to be pretty fun, entertaining. I'm so pumped up for this second round. But before we talk about the college football playoffs, Zach, let's talk about what is on the board for a little Monday Night Football. All right. I mean, what are we doing? We're starting to figure out what teams are going to be in the playoffs, who's still holding on to hope, who's all the way out. I mean, insanity in that Lions game with everything that unfolded at the very end. But here we are. We're ready to rock and roll. Let's go ahead and talk about tonight's matchup. You got the 49ers and the Colts. Let's go and talk about it. What's on the board, Zach?
Yeah, looking at this one, and this line has moved quite a bit since that graphic was put up there. It is now San Francisco -4. So there's been a point, some action coming in on Colts, and I know that was created not too long ago. So this line really moving a lot as we approach game time. The total at 46, so that has not moved. Looking at the money line, 49ers right now -240. The Colts are at +195.
Wow, did they see Phillip Rivers warming up and think maybe tonight's the night? I don't know.
Yeah, I can't tell you what it's coming from, but I can tell you it's moving, and that is a pretty significant move. That number's maybe not significant, but when you think about teasers and some other things involved, that move is significant.
All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the game props up here for tonight. Walk us through it, Zach. What we got?
Yeah, so some game props we're looking at here. Total team TDs. This is each individual team, how many touchdowns they score. You're looking at 2.5 for each team. You can see different odds for each one of those. -190 on the over for the 49ers, +145 for the Colts. What that means, the minus in front of that number, that means that you have to wager $190 to profit 100. Whereas with the Colts, that plus tells you that's how much you would profit if you bet 100. So you would get 245 back if you bet 100 on the Colts, and they had 3 or more touchdowns. Looking at the next line, we have team total points, so 26.5, 20.5. We talked about the total for the game at 46. This is breaking it down to each individual team, so you can go over under there. Total successful field goals. Again, this is combining for both teams. PATs do not count. This is a 3-point field goal. Right now, the line at 3.5. If you're looking at the over, -120.
My favorite part, player props. And I'll say this, field goals. One thing I never thought to look at. Look and see where the game is being played. If it's outdoor or indoor, that really will make an effect on the game. I forgot about that because I was looking at the Miami Texas A&M game. What a rough day to try to be a kicker with that wind gust happening over there in College Station. They struggled all day long. Let's go ahead and move forward. Take a look at the player props right now. And names we're all familiar with, especially Phillip Rivers. I mean, this guy right here, what a story, though, right? What a story, Zach.
Yeah, and to your point on the kickers, I mean, I feel like People are like, I can't believe he didn't make that 55-yarder. Well, guys, he's outside kicking into the wind. He's not in the dome where these 65, 70-yarders are being booted. So, to your point, though, Philip Rivers, great story. You can see 225 passing yards is what we're looking at here. This is what we refer to as a ladder option. You're going to see many of these available. So, Philip, you could probably go down to 150 and see closer to even money odds. But with Brock Purdy at 225, you're getting minus 250. Philip Rivers plus 450. So, not expecting to go over that number just based on the odds. Looking at receiving, you have Juan Jennings, Tyler Warren. You have minus 152 on Juan, plus 180 on Warren. Same thing here with the receivers. You're going to have multiple receivers available, not just these two guys, and you're going to have multiple options along with their main number. And it's no different with the rushing. So you see Christian McCaffrey, Jonathan Taylor, who I believe Derrick Henry might have just gone over or just gone beyond Taylor in terms of leading the league in rushing for the season.
Wow.
But Taylor obviously has one fewer game played. So that good chance that changes after tonight.
Before we move on from the NFL playoff picture, is it shaping up? I know right now you can probably tell your favorite to win the division, AFC or NFC. Also, Super Bowl favorites right now. What do we got going on?
Yeah, looking at the Super Bowl. So last week, obviously, that Rams Seahawks game had a big impact on odds. Rams losing. They were down at plus 350 before the game. They're now up at 425. They're still your favorite. Seahawks were at plus 650 before the game. Now they're at plus 500. So those are still your top two choices in terms of the Super Bowl. Bills behind them at 8-1. Broncos at 9-1. The AFC Broncos on top at plus 350. The Bills at 370. Patriots at 375. And then the Jags with a very nice win last week against the Broncos at plus 550. In the NFC, the Rams at plus 225, Seahawks at 275, Eagles are at plus 475, and the Packers at 8-1. I know the Packers need a little bit of love to ensure some things, and the Lions really need a lot of love for their season to continue after this past weekend. You can also still wager on some of the divisions. Most of those have been fairly well decided, but if you're looking at the NFC West, you have minus 125 on the Seahawks, plus 225 on the Rams, plus 350 on the 49ers. So that one is very much still up for grabs. NFC South, you have the Buccaneers at minus 167, the Panthers at plus 130. So that one is still up for grabs. The others, they look a little more decided, but they're still on the board, which means it's not over. Things could change. You have other markets like AFC specials. Who's going to get the number one seed? If you're looking at that, the Broncos minus 127, your favorite. Patriots right behind them at plus 160. And then for the NFC, you have the Seahawks at minus 130, the Rams at plus 350.
Zach, we've been doing this a while now. Did you just throw in a little something on that one saying the Packers need a little love to get things going? Did you do that on purpose? With the Jordan Love? That's what,
no, yes, I did that on purpose.
Yeah,
I did that on purpose.
Yeah.
Did that on purpose.
Obviously,
yeah, absolutely.
I was thinking, nice.
Meant to do it.
Slid that in there. That's fun.
My script writer's killing it.
All right, real quick, college football playoff shaping up. Expected what we got out of the first round, maybe outside of Miami A&M. I think Miami was the dog going into that game. What's second round look like?
Yeah, second round, Ohio State opened to the 10-point favorite over Miami. It's now 9.5, so that has slid just below that key number. Oregon, a 1.5-point favorite over Texas Tech. Indiana, a 6.5-point favorite over Alabama. And Georgia, a touchdown favorite over Ole Miss. Right now, the action is coming in, at least here at Oaklawn Sports, on Ohio State, Texas Tech, Indiana. The Indiana-Alabama game's kind of going both ways.
Yep.
And then Georgia's taken slightly more than Ole Miss, but again, there is some action coming on Ole Miss side, given that touchdown number is pretty big.
Real quick, that's a lot to go through, but the cool thing about Oaklawn, they make it real easy once you download that app. Let them know how they can do so.
Yeah, so Oaklawn Sports available in the Apple Play Store, the Apple iOS Store, the Google Play Store. Desktop users go to oaklawnsports.com, and new users up to $1,000 in bonus bets. No promo code needed. Once you make that first deposit, active for your first 10 days. All the details in the app or at the website, oaklawnsports.com.
All right, Zach, we got 1 week left here for our in-season partnership with Oaklawn. So this is what we're going to do next week. We're going to do a year in review. We're going to go over some of our favorite moments out of the year. So I need you to kind of rack your brain. If there's some moments within the show that you can think of, we're going to send it to the guy in the chair, and he's going to put together a nice little fun show. Let us go down memory lane. Now, I get it. This football season was not the most memorable football season. However, there's unfortunately a lot of things that we do remember that we wish that we didn't. So we're going to be covering it all, okay? So
Yeah,
that'll be
like
our show.
like
Yeah,
like
go ahead.
one of these teams right here in the playoff. We're right there at the end of the game. Thought we had that one fumble. So yeah, no, it was a year of what ifs, and then let's look forward to the future. And I think we had a lot of fun things that we did, whether it was some of the guests that you brought to the main line, or even some of the shows that we did leading into Monday Night Football.
You brought up a good point. There's a show that I watch on Disney Plus called What If? It's a Marvel spinoff, and it's literally off the basis, what if we did not fumble on that last drive?
Yeah.
What if, maybe we'll do a little bit of that as well. A guy in the
Yeah.
chair is looking at me like that sounds like a lot of work that you're asking me to do, but we're going to see what we can do. All right. So, Zach, I appreciate you. Have a good night. And as always, I'll go ahead and wrap this thing up now. Zach Gillum with Oaklawn Sports. Zach, have a good night.
Absolutely. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and look forward to jumping into that next show.
Yeah, Merry Christmas. All right, you're the man. That's Zach Gillum with Oaklawn Sports. All right, y'all, we're about to wrap this up here at the Mainline Sports Bar at Oaklawn. Don't forget, next Monday will be our last time here remote-wise for our in-season partnership that we have with Oaklawn Sports. So it should be a fun one, a trip down memory lane. And anybody watching right now, if you have any of your favorite moments from 4th and 5 through the past 17 weeks, go ahead and shoot them my way. And then guy in the chair is going to add him to the show. He keeps shaking his head because it's just more work, but I think it'll be fun. I even forgot to ask the viewers. We got to ask them the favorite moments from the show. Y'all have a good one. Appreciate y'all hanging out with us.